Here's the next video in the continuing saga of my wife's dark blue 2024 Mazda CX-5 transmission. So we'd found out in previous weeks that there was a second to third miss/skip that also would happen in third to fourth. Never happened in first to second gear, that kind of thing. And people gave a lot of guesses out there. Some of them are pretty wild. Some of them kind of made sense. Even had a poll. So if you haven't taken the poll, please take a look at it in the community tab. So what I have right here is the final diagnosis of what the transmission issue is and what they're going to do about it. So this ought to be pretty interesting and revealing, but please listen to their diagnosis and conclusions as to what's going to happen in the near future, before commenting. In other words, don't jump the gun just yet. So, drove vehicle several times after a cold soak. Verified no DTCs were set in PCM or TCM, and fluid level was correct, and condition of fluid was good. Verified PCM and TCM software were at latest calibration. Performed transmission initial learn procedure to reset TCM learning to factory strategy. Upon cold soak test drive, found that the initial 2 to 3 shift was exaggerated, and third gear slipped into engagement. Video was taken of event. I wonder if they mean my video or their video. Contacted hotline. Hotline confirmed the TCM did not take initial learning. Hotline specialist attempted to complete initial learn remotely and confirmed it did not take. Hotline authorized valve body / TCM replacement, but part is currently not available. Separately from the transmission. Transmission assembly was ordered for repair, but is currently on back order. Gee, what a surprise. Customer is to take delivery of vehicle until part is available for repair, as vehicle is safe to drive. Okay, so we had a loaner for about 2 weeks, and during that time I had a chance to go and make several video drive reviews of a CX-30 turbo. So that's what you actually saw on my channel, for some more recent videos on Mazdas. So what's happened is they have agreed that the second to third and any other shifts that happen to be kind of, a miss, slip, that kind of thing, is not normal. So my point is that anybody that has a Mazda 6-speed transmission, even if your car is what they call cold soaked, okay? And when I was doing my test video, it was cool, but it was not completely cold. Obviously, 120-degree water temperature is not cold soaked. Something like maybe below freezing or below zero, that would be unbelievably cold soaked. So this was more like, as far as I'm concerned, like just a cool engine, but not cold. If any of you actually experience the same type of problems that I'm experiencing, please get a hold of your Mazda representative, your local dealership, and I don't know, show them the video, make your own video of the issue happening. Obviously, if you can't demonstrate your vehicle has the issue, then you probably don't have the issue. But if you do have the issue, please don't wait and think that for some reason this is normal and you have to accept it. Okay, that's really the point of this particular video that I'm making now. So many people criticize me for driving the car and expecting more when the entire vehicle was colder than what they thought. They said, we'll just let it warm up. And I said, that's not really the point. The entire idea is that the transmission's supposed to shift reasonably smooth and not miss gears, even when it's cool, let alone cold. So I will keep you up to date on what's going on with the transmission. Initially, the transmission, I was told, was back ordered. See, this is March right now. The transmission was back ordered and wouldn't arrive until maybe July, but the powers that be are going to try to get it in here in a couple of weeks. So maybe that means, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. And then they're going to install it, and we'll go from there. So this is the latest update, but the bottom line is, to sum all this up, if you've reached the end of the video, is this type of transmission misslip issue is not normal. If you can prove it, then you have a case to go and get something fixed. Now, there is a part they would have preferred to replace, just a smaller part, not the entire transmission, but that part is currently not available. So my understanding is, maybe it'll be available in the future, but currently you can't get this, say, smaller part. And the only choice, and there is only one choice, is to replace the entire transmission, which I think is kind of too bad and maybe a little wasteful, but let's face it, if that's what you got to work with, that's what you got to work with. And her vehicle does not have even 1,000 miles on it at this point in time. I think she's probably around 700. So obviously there's still some things breaking in, but the transmission should never miss shift, even when it's cold. So thanks again for watching. And those people that, you can take a look at my community tab, and the answer right down at the bottom, we'll call it answer D. That's correct. Replace the entire transmission. So it probably should have been something else, a little easier, but it didn't work out that way. I think this world is rapidly approaching the time where we simply won't repair things anymore. We just replace. And it starts out with replacing large modules, and then at some point in time, maybe we just give up on the entire vehicle and just replace the entire vehicle, when there's some type of a difficult to fix problem. And I think that's sad, but that's where we're going. So if you have any experiences you'd like to discuss, please post them in the comment section below. Thanks, and stay tuned for the next update.